Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the Paradigm AI Smoke Woods and Irons from Callaway.
And hi again, everyone. Jimmy Roberts with you for this Golf Central update. PGA National takes center stage this week, playing host to the first event on the tour's Florida Swing. Golf in the Palm Beach area this week, and that gives us an opportunity to visit with not only a local but a friend, spend a few minutes talking about a novel new project in the area. Seth Waugh is, of course, the CEO of the PGA of America, but he has also been the driving force behind The Park, an extraordinary new public facility. Hi, Seth. You know, there's some irony here, perhaps intentional, I'm not sure, in that the 561 is known for some of the most expensive and exclusive golf courses in the world. And now, in the midst of a golf boom in the area, arguably the most buzzworthy project is a Muni. Tell me what it is that makes this place special.
Yeah, you know, I think it's the future of golf, Jimmy, I hope. And that's what it's all about. To go back and give you a little bit of the history, I heard that it was West Palm Beach golf course, and it was built in 1947. It was a Dick Wilson design, which was one of the great designers of that period. It was built where it is because they could. You know, it's 190 acres of absolute sand, sand hills comes to Palm Beach, if you will. And it had hosted PGA Tour events. Arnold won there, was kind of a favorite of the locals. And over time, it was sort of underinvested in, probably mismanaged a little bit, and failed. And failed twice. And the clubhouse was condemned, and it was laying fallow. And they were doing an RFP to decide what to do with it. And I heard about it and actually kind of tricked my wife, Jane, invited her to lunch, and then said we need to stop by something, and broke through the fence of the local high school to sort of look at this. And you walk on the course, on the property, and you say, like, it's like being in Scotland or Ireland. It's just rolling hills and sand, and you just see golf holes kind of everywhere. And sort of that Ben Crenshaw line of, at Sand Hills, where I just uncovered, 18 holes. And I said to Jane at the time, I said, we got to try to do something here. And I went and saw the mayor, and sort of had this vision of doing a public-private partnership where we'd kind of raise the money to do it and operate it on their behalf through a non-for-profit, a trust that we would set up. And he, Keith James, an amazing official, took a lot of risk in sort of buying into that dream, and went and saw Gil Hands, who, as we all know, is pretty good at what he does, and let him sort of cruise the property. And he said, look, this is a 9 or a 10 out of 10, and if I can do whatever I want here, I'm in, and I'll forego the fee. So that, I knew I was onto something, and then went back to find some people, Dirk Ziff and Dan Stenton and Tommy Frankel, who's a local developer, and we put together a group of like-minded folks that believed in it, and were able to raise an extraordinary amount of money, $55 million or so, and counting, to restore it. And we knew we were going to build a special golf course and facility, and we've done that. But more importantly, it was the vision of kind of what we're trying to accomplish. Right? People didn't give the money for another great golf course. They gave it because golf is this vehicle for good, right? And it's just a vehicle to change lives. And I know you grew up as a caddy, Jimmy, and how that shaped you. And I did kind of the same thing. A lot of people, other people have. We're creating jobs in the neighborhood, and we call it the Park because that's what it is. And that was what I said for the mayor from the beginning. Is look, this is a public facility. If you want money, you should sell it to a developer. They'll build some condos and a golf course, and that'll be fine. But if you really want people to kind of walk their dogs there and come there on a Friday night and enjoy a meal, even if you don't play golf, or have your child get married there. I mean, it's 190 acres that the citizens own, right? And we want to try to use it 24/7. And so we've created a Keith James Community Center, where we have a thing called The Path, which is a program to teach underserved community, where we're teaching art classes in the afternoon and STEM at night, and we're changing lives. And that's what this has been about from the beginning.
You're in an area where there are some of, not only the best golf courses in the world, but golf courses that not a lot of people get an opportunity to play, and they're, to be honest, they're a little expensive, maybe more than a little expensive. This is open to all. How much of a motivation was something like that for a place, as you call it, Golf Town, USA?
Yeah, it was everything, Rook, and the people that play at those exclusive clubs are the people that are the generous donors that are doing this to a large extent, and everybody bought into the fact that you can create, an extraordinary kind of experience for everybody, and it's priced very affordably for West Palm Beach citizens. It's the cheapest thing going. Well, the putting green is free. The par 3 is very affordable. Residents of Florida get a next rate, which is also very affordable. And then, visitors from out of town that can afford it are gonna pay, more of a premium. But we really wanted to do that for everybody, and we wanted it. Our vision from the beginning is that it would be the happiest, place in golf. And so when you walk on the property, you're greeted in a way that, you may get, sort of a private club experience, if you will, in terms of the service levels, the food, which is also hugely, affordable. It's really a high quality experience at a very affordable price, and we thought that was really important to expose people to. So, as you say, it has an enormous amount of golf locally, but not a lot of public golf at all. There's only a handful of other kind of options, and it's been starved for that experience, right? And that's what we provided.
So you mentioned funded privately, but run municipally. Is that a sustainable model, Seth?
Yeah, well, it's run. So, Jimmy, we think so. We again raised money to build it, but also to endow it, and we certainly are trying to pay that back through the path and some of the other things that I've described. But it is a foundation that is running it, a non-for-profit. And we have agreed with the city that over time, if there are excess returns, not profit because it's non-for-profit, that we would actually dividend back to the city. And I very much believe that instead of, the city was losing somewhere between, sort of close to $1 million a year operating it in the past. We think we're going to cash flow positively on this over time. Obviously, we're still sort of a startup. We only started in May, so it's still relatively early days. This is really our first full, busy season. But I think, because we have no taxes, we have water that's deeded to us, we have no debt, and we have sort of unlimited demand, that we should actually, produce a profit and then dividend that back to the city. So you've taken this asset that was a drain, and like municipals, if you're sort of trying to balance your budget and you've got a choice of buying books for kids or growing grass on a golf course, you're probably going to choose the books, and I frankly would agree with that. Mm-hmm. But if it's not mutually exclusive, if we can create this amenity, operate it efficiently, we brought in a great management team, and then dividend back to the city, it's an extraordinary turnaround.